We're talking about the tour, well, not the tour, the show we did in 1986. It was called the High Desert Music Festival. It was in, where was it? In Altoona, Apple Valley, California. Apple Valley. And it was called the High Desert Music Festival. So any of you guys that are PLATTERS fans, just Google High Desert Music Festival, 1986, and you'll see all the artists that was on the show. Just for example, the rundown. I have the flyer here. There, and I also posted it as a thumbnail. We had the Righteous Brothers, Shirley Austin. She made the song. Oh, the voice was Shirley Austin of the Shirelles, the Angels, Bill Baker's Five Satins. Wow. Hank Ballard in the Moonglows, and the Midnighters. Hank Ballard and the Midnighters. Who else? The Belmonts, the Box Tops, Larry Chance and the Earls, Larry Coco and the Chimes, the Coasters, the Diamonds, Danny and the Juniors, featuring Joe Terry, the Dixie Cups, the Doves, the DeVoes, Bo Diddley, Benny King, Lil Anthony, the Marvelettes, Sam Moore, Sam and Dave, the Orleans, the Penguins, Paul and Paula, the Platters, us, Martha Reeves, the Regents, the Skyliners, Arlene Smith and the Chantels, the Tokens, the Times, the Toys, and Bobby Cornstalk's Orchestra. That was the lineup. I got all the people that was on that lineup. An incredible event. It was a 2-day event. The first day was country music, and the second day was rock and roll, and all the artists I just mentioned, who all had hit records at one time or another in the 50s or early 60s. And the thing that stands out to me the most about that festival that we were invited to was that it was it was a free festival, and they built it out there in the Mojave Desert. We actually were in motels, and because the motel had a large parking lot area, and what the concert promoter actually done was they rented like 3 helicopters. Found out later that one of the helicopters was broken. Didn't know that at the time. But the helicopter would land in the parking lot. We would get in the helicopter, fly over the concert site, land backstage, jump out the helicopter, run on stage, do our show, finish our show, roll off stage, jump back in the helicopter, and fly back over the concert site, back to the hotel. Now, while we're flying, I'm looking down, and we're flying over all these people. God, gotta be like 50, 60, 70,000 people there. Free concert, right? Incredible. It was like, I got the feeling, so this is what it feels like to be a star. Because it felt like being a star. I felt like the Beatles, to tell you the truth. It was an incredible experience. And mentioning these artists. And what happened was, so we got there like a day before, and we were able to fly back and forth We'd do a sound check. Now, not everybody wanted to fly because not everybody was brave enough to get in helicopters. Or I don't even think most of the groups got in helicopters. Most of the groups drove their cars or limos from the hotel to the concert site. By helicopter is a 5-minute flight. If you're driving, I think it was like 30 minutes or so. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I don't know. I flew. Matter of fact, during the sound check time, I would fly back and forth. I must have gotten a helicopter like 5 to 10 times. It was my first time ever in a helicopter, and I was just enjoying the experience of flying back and forth in a helicopter. It was a great, great experience, and there were so many things I remember. All the people, man, that's what a festival felt like. Wow. You know, that's what Live Aid felt like. We had all these people out there, right? And they all excited, and they big fans of this music. So every artist, all these people are big fans of. They all are there just to see us. Incredible experience. Oh, just before I go any further, guys, you know, I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share these videos. And if you want to leave a comment, do that. When we're on the show and we're multiple acts, we only do like the hits. And the Platters had how many hits? I know they had 4 or 5 number one records. Number one records. Hits, they had to have, I don't know, 10, 15, at least 12 hits. So when we with multiple acts, we just do the hits. And when we with a large festival like that, then we only do the number ones. And since we had multiple number ones, we would do 20 minutes minimum. Whereas all the other artists, some of them who never had a number one, you know, so they would just do their hits. So we were always either the headliner or the last act before the headliner. On this particular one, although they didn't bill us as the headliners, we closed the show. We followed the Righteous Brothers, who they I guess for some reason they gave the Righteous Brother the headliner act, but we were actually headliners because we came on after the Righteous Brother, and we were the last act. And I do specifically remember how excited the audience was. Tony was in a really good voice that day. He was in good condition that day. By the time we got on, it was early evening. I think the show started in the afternoon with all those acts. And like I said, we were the last act. So we were, I think it was somewhere in the late or early evening, not night, later when we got on. But it was still packed with people. And I just had this vision in my mind looking out the helicopter, just looking down at all these people down there. I'm like, wow, wow, wow. And wow. That's all I can say. I mean, it was breathtaking the way it was. And we did all the hits, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes, Only You, The Great Pretender, My Prayer. Oh, sorry. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. So we did all the hits. And they, you know, the audience knew all the songs. They sung along to every one of the songs. By the way, I have a lot of videos with me performing with the Platters on this particular channel. All you have to do is go to the playlist and look for the playlist that says the Platters, and you'll see multiple videos of us performing. Now, all these performers were between 88 and 89, 1988 and 1989. I was lucky to get my hands on some of these performances with me as a member of the Platters. I'm in the middle. We have the lineup of 5 people. So Tony would be to my far right. Then the woman between Tony was old, but it became his wife. Then I'm in the middle, second tenor. Then the baritone to my left, and to my far left, the bass singer. That's the Platters lineup. And that's the lineup that we did for the 10 years that I was in the group. I was always in the middle.